Welcome to today's SemiRespectable Report. We told you about the very sad case of 18-year-old Henry Nowak, who was killed in the UK by a legal knife only permitted to Sikhs. The police laughed at the dying lad and cuffed him, while his killer, Vikram Digwa, was found guilty for killing poor Henry, and his mother was found guilty of hiding the weapon he did it with.
Digwa claimed that Nowak was drunk, that he was stumbling and weaving. However, a pathologist in court said that he was under the legal limit to drive. The pathologist also told the court that there was no evidence that Henry had been using his hands to punch anyone, despite Digwa's claims that he had punched off his turban and was punching and dragging him about by his hair.
The police force offered a pathetic apology.
I'm sorry that Henry's life couldn't be saved that night, and I'm sorry that he was handcuffed and arrested in the moments before he lost consciousness. When his killer made that call to police, and he called the police, not the ambulance service, he lied on that call. He lied when police attended the scene. He continued to lie as Henry's condition deteriorated.
And tried to spin it that Henry would have died whether they behaved like the scoundrels they did or not.
It is clear, and it is absolutely tragic, that it took them 3 minutes before they started to administer first aid. It is important, though, to say the pathologist has been clear there's nothing officers could have done which would have saved Henry's life.
Rumors are that 3 female officers and 1 male, the one who cuffed Henry and dragged him across the gravel, laughed at him while he lay dying. Elon Musk, among others, are demanding that the police be held accountable and all the body cam footage made public. Donald Trump has been doing a great job of cleaning up D.C., restoring landmarks and fountains that haven't worked in more than 20 years. You won't see that on the news. That's why you tune to us, and this is when you like us, subscribe, share the links, and turn on notifications and all that. This is the done. The DOJ is also looking into President Trump's abuse accuser, who parroted a Law & Order episode, had no idea what year the supposed assault happened, and said she just couldn't remember who financed her case. Well, that's E. Jean Carroll, and who financed the case was Reid Hoffman, who finances a lot of these things. Here she is to remind you of the individual that she hits.
Gotta be hotter to win this case?
Yeah, I gotta be fuckable. This is a word. So what we did is we looked, I had a talk show, a TV talk show in 1996. I went through that. Well, it relates to my situation in that 24 women, 24 women have come forward and accused Donald Trump.
Throw the book at that lunatic. This Scottish boy is making the social media rounds for being the only one in his peer group with the courage not to bow to Muslims as directed by his school authorities. Don't think this is just in the UK. Here's a kindergarten class in Michigan. Make sure your kids know what to do in this situation. New York City's Orhan Mondami's full-blown communist promise to take private property continues to be rolled out. He says, like all communists, only the worst landlords and buildings will be affected. You know, the ones that might have a beehive formed in the attic.
A specific landlord. This happens to also be a landlord of a building where there was an active beehive within the building. That's the level of disrepair that New Yorkers have been forced to live with.
That's all it would take. Boston is just as crazy as all these other blue cities. Maybe even a little more. Unless you've been longing for trans-period Pride Day. Seriously. Remember that Mayor Wu, her race-based holiday parties? Remember that? Unelect these lunatics, please. We will see you soon. Spread the word, please. Because semi-respect is all we have time for.